everybody? It's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. I'm on the road again. Hope you can hear me. The 6.2 that I pulled out of that truck last year is now in Olivia, my red Chevy. So, I think about 3 years ago I did a video where I was driving to surprise my grandparents because they have been wanting me to buy a vehicle, and I finally got one. So I figured that's about roughly 3 years later, with new engine, I do another video. So I didn't tell them I was coming. It's Labor Day weekend, so I figured I'd go drive out to Maine and give them a surprise. When I get there, I'm gonna do a video where I show off the new engine and basically show some of the stuff that I had done, some of the things I've done to the truck since then. Right now, I got my travel bag, my shotgun in the gun rack, and I got some pickles to give to my grandparents because they've been wanting to try some. Because I made these. The cucumbers for these were made straight from my garden, so they'll be real happy to try them out. I'd be happy to try them out for the first time as well. Yeah, happy to be back on the road. I hope to do more videos where I'm just recording the trip. Right now I got the GoPro duct taped to the dashboard. I'm gonna see if I can get like a Velcro setup going on. I guess the duct tape is kind of fitting for this truck, considering its age. I'll be right back. One thing I want to do is I want to say thank you to everyone to all my new subscribers. That race war video. It stirred something up because a lot of people talking about it. It seems to be an interesting topic to a lot of people. But to everyone who hope you can hear me over the wind, everyone who just subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you. I really appreciate your support. Please look forward to new videos on that type of subject matter, as well as videos on firearms and a little bit of homesteading, some mechanic work, and just all around, I guess, Americana. Not bad setup for a Brooklyn boy, huh? Now, as soon as I get out the truck and go I ran to my grandmother. She was out here doing some yard work. Put me to work. So much for Labor Day, huh? But yeah, I had to just haul up some pine straw, take it off the side of the road. I'm gonna show you guys some of the things that I got done to the truck. First off, let me show you the new motor. Oh yeah, remember the accident from last year? No, I still haven't done the body work on it yet. I think not too long after I had the car accident, the thing with the flood happened. So that's my to-do list as well, and to get a brush guard because get fixed on and to fix his bumper. But there she is. There's a new motor. Now remember, the old motor had around 296,000 miles on it, and then I sucked in a bunch of water during the flood last year, so. It all worked out because I was also having bottom end noises. So the way I figured, it was about time I got a new engine. This one, as I said before, came out of a 1984 Chevy CUCV. It came out of a white. It was a white pickup, so I guess it'd be the M1008, and it was painted white. I guess at some point it went from being used in the military to being with the South Carolina Department of Forestry because it had brush truck on the fender. So I guess they used it, it was in service at that point. But yeah, as you can see, engine looks to be in good shape. This engine had about 25,000 miles on it. Using the same power steering pump. This oil fill cap came from the CUCV, which I prefer this one a lot more than the stock oil fill cap that I had in my original motor. Got a new battery because my old battery was leaking acid and wouldn't hold the charge. I took the cold air intake from the old motor, put it on the new one. As you can see, my crankcase depression valve, or the CDR, has been, before it was right here, but on the CUCV it's mounted off to the side, right by the fuel filter housing. Also, this fuel filter housing is from the CUCV. I figured I'd bring this one, with me. When I picked the truck up, they had bypassed the fuel filter housing. They said they couldn't figure out why it wasn't it wouldn't pick up fuel. It turns out that, after I took it apart, there were some insects that made some nests inside of the fuel filter inlet, and so I had to clean all that out and replace a few things. I still may have to replace the fuel and water sensor, or may have the wires crisscrossed, because I had to replace that. So if the sensor I have in here now is not is broken, then I'll have to buy another one. The thing is, they're over $100, so it might be maybe a while before I decide to put the money towards that. Still got the old radiator. Well, the radiator from when I first put it in last year, and it does a good job. I had to get, now the weird thing is, this belt is not factory fit. I had to get a belt that was a little bit larger than the one that I had to get one that was the right size. For some reason, I don't know what happened to the original belts that I gave them, but the power steering pulley belt was not there, or it was there, but it wasn't the one that I brought them. It was one by Gates. It was a green one. It was too wide and making a squealing sound, so I had to try different belts. I found one that fits, but this one still may be a little bit too small, because this one still squeals a bit. And that's the engine. Sometime last year, I replaced the master cylinder for the hydraulic clutch and the slave cylinder a year before that. I now have a red dipstick, which is pretty cool, as opposed to the yellow one. I still have to power wash a lot of this. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a lot of red clay that's still caked up on the valve covers, and the entire oil pan is covered in that stuff. But no leaks, so I'm very happy about that. Very happy to see no oil leaks. Again, 25,000 miles. So not sure why the truck got scrapped, but the engine runs pretty strong. When I had one thing I will say that came in handy, that I see if it's in the toolbox. It's on the other end. I added half a bottle of Marvel Mystery Oil to the crankcase because there was some blow by when they got the engine started. I figured I'd add this to the oil and waited for like 2 days before I turned the engine over. Now my oil smells like cinnamon. But that stuff, whatever it did, it really got, I guess it helped with the lubricity of the engine, because it's been sitting for I don't know how many years without being started. Let's see. Inside the cab, I reinstalled the neutral safety switch that's attached to the clutch pedal. I'm gonna give the truck a start so you can hear how she sounds. So now I have to push the clutch in for me to start the truck up. Runs very well. K20 Silverado with a 6.2 liter diesel. But by the way, this is a J code. This has the original motor was a J code, and the replacement motor was a J code. The difference between the C code and the J code is the J code was basically doesn't have a lot of the environmental garbage added to it, so it doesn't have an EGR on top of the air intake. And basically the J code were basically the most powerful of the line of the 6.2 diesels. They put them inside military Chevys, and they were the first engines in the Humvees. But so yeah, she sounds great. You can hear that whistling sound. That's the belt. It's belt squealing a little bit, but still work in progress. Some things I still hope to do to this truck is to put a second gas tank in, so like I have dual tanks, and like I said, get a Velcro base for this instead of using the duct tape. But yeah, tell me what you think. Hope you enjoyed this video. Any comments or questions, you know, send me a PM or leave a comment in the comment section or video response. To any fellow 6.2 diesel owners out there, you got any tips for someone, you know, who got this new engine, or a fairly new engine? I'd be happy to see what you guys say out there. Gripes, complaints, you know the deal. Send me a PM. I'll see if I can do it to address them. But that's my video. This was an update on the K20 from 1986, with the new 6.2 J code diesel. I'm Edward Jones, and thanks for watching.